What's going on, YouTube, man? Welcome back to another video. Now, before we jump in today's video, man, you should know what you should have been did. Like, comment, and subscribe. We trying to save the world. We trying to save as many people as we possibly can. So make sure you hit that post notification bell so you don't get that post nut clarity, my guys. Now listen. That sounded kind of weird at the end, but listen, man. So I wanted to tell y'all from this title, I'm gonna jump right into the video, right? And I want to get in serious mode. Lord, please help me. Please work the Holy Spirit through me so I can get this message carefully, man. So the reason why you keep relapsing, my guys, the reason is because you don't value your life enough. You know, one thing that I remember from when I used to release a lot, man, I remember coming home from school and just being so attached to the sites. You know, I would come home from school, go crazy on myself, and then go to sleep, right? I was going crazy in my flesh. Like, I was feeding my flesh. What was a spirit? You know what I'm saying? Back then, I didn't even know about spirituality back then. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I would come home, go crazy on myself, go to sleep. And then this would become a habitual cycle. You know, every time I would wake up, it would be like, man, like I feel like ish. I feel so messed up right now, and I don't even know what I did. And that was the spiritual part of just going to the sites. Because believe it or not, when you go to the sites, that is the #1 gateway of how you can allow the devil to come into your life. That is the #1 gateway, y'all. The #1. When you're watching pornography, that is the #1 way that you can allow these entities into your life. You know, why do you think it's free? Why do you think pornography is in your pockets? Why do you think that is? Because that is the easiest way the enemy know that he can win as many souls as he can. That is the easiest way. So I want to tell you guys, the reason why you keep relapsing is because, one, you don't value your life. You know, and this video, I don't know how most people are going to take it, but there's a time and place where, you know, there's a time where you just got to be real with people. You know, that's the only way you can be. Just be real, keep it real. And this is what I want to do right now. The reason why you keep relapsing is because you don't value your life enough. You don't value your life enough. Simple, plain. Also, the main spiritual reason why you keep relapsing, obviously because you have a demonic spirit still attached to you. You have a lustful demonic spirit still attached to your life. You know, and how can we get rid of these things? Through prayer and fasting. Right? Pray up to God, man. Ask him to deliver you from these spirits. You can only get delivered from certain things through prayer and fasting. You know, so on a spiritual level, the reason why you keep relapsing is because you have a spirit. You have a lustful spirit that's living through you. You know, so this is why there's times where you tell yourself, you tell yourself you're not gonna go back to the sites. This is why you tell yourself, okay, I'm not gonna go back to the sites, but still yet you still do it. That is because you have something that you cannot see attached to you still. You know? So the spiritual reason why you keep relapsing is because you have a spirit attached to you. You know, the fleshly reason why you can't seem to stop relapsing is because you don't value yourself enough. You don't value your time enough. You don't value your energy enough. You feel like you don't have any, you know, purpose in this life. And a lot of y'all are great, man. A lot of y'all have purpose. God sent you here for a reason. I hope you know that. You don't value yourself enough because you feel like you're just living. You feel like you have nothing to live for. God sent all of us here for a definite purpose. And the enemy wants you to keep going back to the sites, but so he can keep planning in your mind, oh, God is not going to care if you go back. Oh, God didn't really send you here to do anything. You're worthless. This is what the enemy is going to tell y'all. And when you don't value yourself enough, when you don't value your time enough, when you don't value your strength as a man, when you don't value these things, when you don't value getting your life back on track and living for God, when you don't value these things, you're going to always go back to the sites. Because life can hit you hard. Life can hit you hard. You can lose it all today. You will be like, man, this world is against me, this and that. And guess where you're going to go? Right back on the sites. Right back to the sites. You know, it's a spirit of lust attached to a lot of men nowadays. It's a spirit of lust that's attached and living through certain men nowadays. This is why you can't seem to stop. This is why you can't seem to stop. You know, and obviously you can't get rid of this problem on your own. Due to your own strength. You just can't. It's not possible, because you're always gonna fail. You're always gonna fall. You know, this is why we need Jesus Christ, man. This is why we need Jesus Christ. We gotta ask for strength, perseverance. You know, protection from those evil demonic spirits. We gotta ask for these things. Because if you don't rely on God to deliver you, you're always gonna be attached to the sites. And I know some of y'all want to better your life. I know some of y'all want to get out of this repetitive cycle of where you just keep relapsing. But brother, I want you to know that it's not you who wants to keep relapsing. It's the spirit. It's the spirit that has attached itself through you since you were young. You know, because over the years, we've opened up ourselves unknowingly. We've opened up ourselves unknowingly to these spirits. Some of these spirits, they know who you are. I hope you guys know that. These spirits know who you are. They know who you are. They know all your weaknesses. You know, and they're gonna keep hitting you where you're the most weakest. I remember when I used to, you know, fap a lot, I used to feel so behind. You know, and a part of that feeling was me comparing myself to other people. But I used to feel so behind. Like I didn't feel like I was doing anything. I felt so worthless. And I was like, man, something has to change. Something has to change, because one thing I feel like for sure, when you keep relapsing, it's like you're just pushing back all your progress. You know, so imagine where a lot of us could have been. And we don't even have to be talking about financially. Oh, I could have had a big house by now if I was retaining my seed. Oh, I would have had the life of my dreams. Like, we don't even have to be talking about that. Imagine how much mature spiritually a lot of us would have been if we had just retained. If we had just went celibate from a young age. If we never been exposed to the sites. Imagine how mature a lot of us would have been spiritually. You know, imagine how many childhood traumas we would have been able to kill off. You know, imagine giving our life to Christ instead of giving our life to the sites. Imagine if we had did that, how far and, you know, more progressive we would have been in the spirit. You know, I be thinking about these things, man. This is why I don't ever want to relapse ever again. If it ain't my wife, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, because I don't want to knock myself back. You know, it's no point. You know what I'm saying? We only live once, man. We only live once. So why am I going to keep busting on myself? Why am I going to keep doing this to myself? I don't know when the Most High is going to say, you know what? I'm going to take him up out of the world. The Most High can easily say, you know what? He's going to go tomorrow. I want him back up here, or I want him wherever he's going to go. I want him there right now. Take him up out of the world. We never know when the Most High is going to say this. You know what I'm saying? So we have to take our life more seriously, man. we have to take our life more seriously, because we never know when the Most High is going to be like, you know what? I want him up out of here. I want him back up in the spiritual realm. So it has to come to a point where you just get tired of just doing that to yourself. We now have to start trying to break these generational curses, because that is how it starts. You know, that is how it really starts. If you really want to get technical, that is how it starts. It's from generational curses. You know, maybe your great people, your greats. You know, maybe your mom's mom, your dad's dad, or mom's mom. I know that was confusing, but this is how deep it gets. You know, it's called ancestral curses, man. So some of these things that we're facing now, some of these things that we're battling now, it was handed down to us from previous generations. You know, and if you consider yourself a chosen one, if you consider yourself to be set apart, God has handpicked you to break these chains. So we now have to, you know, make these changes. If you see that the Bible clearly tells us to stay away from fornication, you know, we now have to take heed to that message. We now have to take it serious, because it's a reason he tells us that. You know, and that is why you guys keep relapsing. You just have to value your life more. You know, you have to value pleasing the Most High more. And like I said, the spiritual reason is because it's not you. It's a spirit that's attached to you. You know, so now that you guys know that it's a spirit, now that you guys know that it's a spirit that's attached to you, we now have to be aware. We now have to, you know, pray up to God to get rid of these things. You know, so I don't want to make this video long, man. I might make a part 2, maybe later down the line, you know, but let me know if you guys took anything valuable or learned something new today, man. You know what I'm saying? This video was deep, and I hope you guys took something valuable. So if so, drop a like down below. Share the video with a friend, because they will most definitely need it, man. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. It's getting dark, so I'm out of here, and I'll catch you in the next one.